Hello babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and you are watching Brown Girl Bella, where I bring you lips, lashes, and luxury. Feel free, subscribe, and then don't forget to tap that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time that I upload, post, or go live. For all those returning, welcome back. Don't forget to thumbs up this live. All right. You know why we're here. It is October favorites. This was a busy month for me. All of my makeup choices for the month of October have been in the soft glam category. I am gearing up for the holiday season, and so I've really been drawn to those shimmers and tones that really invoke from me the holiday seasons. And I'm gonna start with a skincare fave. You cannot finish your skincare and move on to your makeup without reaching for one of these, and this has been my favorite all month long. This is the Shiseido Clear Sunscreen Stick 50 plus. I love it. I just want it in a bigger size, Shiseido. If I can please have it in a bigger size, because I go through these so fast. I'm almost done with this one as well. But as you can see, it goes on clear. You can put this on over makeup if you'd like. I do it just before I put on my makeup and massage it into the skin just to make sure that I reach every part, including my ears, with the product. So once I work that into the skin, I would move on to my next phase in my skincare, which I've really been loving lately, doing before and after makeup application, and that is apply my LYS Natural Finish Setting Spray. This is such a good setting spray. It goes on fast, so move it away from your face. As you can see, it's like splashed me in my face. I don't mind it though, because it's so refreshing and it doesn't have any fragrance. So those who may be sensitive, don't worry about that, because it really is fragrance free. It's a blurring, mattifying, and setting spray, so it's gonna make your skin look fantastic. And like I said, I use it underneath my makeup as well as on top of my makeup. So you'll see it again when we end this video. Next, let's move into foundations. Now, I have not been foundation loyal. I've been rotating a bunch of different foundations. So in the month of October, I rotated my LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation, which I loved and still love. My Westman Atelier Stick Foundation, and these two that I'm going to share with you now that I actually used as a combination. It was by accident because I had both of them on my vanity, and I reached for the House Labs first, and I started putting that on and forgot I put foundation on, and then I put this on top, and I was like, wow, I like that combination. And so what I've been doing lately is on one side of my face, pressing in the House Labs. Then I go in on top with the Hourglass. And then I take my brush. This is a classic base by Sonia G. And I start pouncing it all over the skin. So I'm mixing both of them as my foundation, and then I just start blending in. So that was foundation. For concealer, the House Labs. This one is in the shade Medium Deep Neutral. It's number 42. I cannot get enough of this. I used others in the month of October, and I'll share those with you as well, but this one, for me, it solves two things that are most concerning to me. One is my dark circles underneath my eye. So blanketing out that and smoothing any fine lines. This does a fabulous job of doing both. Look at that. Plus, it gives you just a little hint of brightening as well, which is an added bonus for me. Just because sometimes I like to have a little bit of brightness underneath the eyes. It helps with just waking up the eyes and letting them look like they're more refreshed, more like I had a lot of sleep. And I love that. I love that it smooths, conceals, and brightens. Before we go to the eyes, I did want to mention the other two concealers because I said I would. This is the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Concealer that has also been in my rotation in the month of October, as well as the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. Those have been fantastic for me in the month of October. Again, brightening, very minimum line showing in underneath the eyes, gives you all of the cancelization that you need for any dark circles. Fantastic. Any of those three, wholeheartedly recommend. Now I'm going to show you what I use to prime my eyes before we put on our eyeshadow. And it is the Pat McGrath Intensifies Long Wear Primer. And when it comes to eyes, you know Pat McGrath is going to give you what you're looking for. I'm going to tell you, I love it. I think it's almost time for me to get a new one because I've been using this non-stop every single day. And then I just take my same concealer brush and I just pat it in to make sure it's blended out across the eye. For eyebrows, I've been loving using my Chanel Stilo Source Waterproof Eyebrow Pencil. This is a defining and long wear brow. I love the fact that the spoolie is nice and thick, and it's also very sturdy too. So I just brush up my hairs. I'm due for eyebrow waxing underneath my eyes, and I still haven't gone and got my micro shading done yet. I don't know if I need to, but I really do want to before the holiday season comes up. So I may take you along with me as we get this done. Okay, babes. So the next favorite comes in the form of eyeshadow. And again, I've been rotating quite a few eyeshadow palettes across the month of October. And so let me just share with you a few of my favorites. So because, you know, Natasha Denona is such a fantastic artist when it comes to soft glam looks, I've really been reaching back into her palettes that I have in my collection to create the looks that I use in the month of October. And these two have been my all-time favorites throughout that month. It is the I Need a Nude palette, as well as the Glam palette. So let me show you the I Need a Nude palette first. Again, when it comes to soft glam, it gets no better than this. These are shades that you can use morning to the night. And there's I Need a Nude. Now, admittedly, this is one of those palettes like the Xenon palette. When it was first released, everybody was like, oh my God, we love this, da 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 da. I was like, meh. I don't think I want to get this. And then I tried the mini. And then I picked it up and started playing with it in the store. And I was like, you know what? Let me go get this. Let me go and just break down and get it. And I'm glad I did. I still don't use it as often as I would like, but for this holiday season, this is it for me. This is one of those palettes that I would reach for looks. And it also combines well with others too, especially the I Need a Nude. And I think this would be a great complement to the Xenon palette as well, because it has a lot of those grayish tones in that palette, which complement the grayish tones in here as well. So I'll see, maybe we'll do that in a future video, a little Natasha Denona mashup. Then there are Mother Pat's Quints. So I did break down for the Sephora sale and I got one of the Quints. But then I started going back to her other Quints. And last year's holiday Celestial Nirvana, this palette is called Bronze Bliss. Man, I know she did Bronze Ecstasy this year, but this, she was beautiful. She was beautiful. And I created a beautiful Xenon-like look using just these two shades right here. Using just these two. The look that I created, I don't know if I took a picture of it, but man, oh man, it was so pretty. And then the Star Wars collection. This one right here, Sith Seduction. Here, might as well go ahead and take that off. It's falling off anyway. Destiny is my favorite. That's the blue. But this green right here, oh sorry, this is Dark Destiny. So that's the green. This one here, which is Galactic Conquest. We might have to do that today. We might have to do that today. Matter of fact, let's do it. I'm gonna do two metallics. And I want to ground both of those metallics in like a matte black so that they really pop out. Okay, now let's grab a brush. And I'm gonna start with the green shimmer right here. We said that was Dark Destiny. And we're going to start in the back half of the eye. And we're going to put that right in there and then turn it on its side to bring it out into the corners. Wiping off that same brush, I'm going to now go into that blue shade, and that shade was Galactic Conquest. And we're going to put that the first part of the eye and marry it across the green. Go into Force Sensitive, that light shade. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that as our inner corner. Okay, sorry about that, light changes and all. Hopefully this is nice. I like this. I like the feel of the way this looks. At least in the view monitor, it looks really good. All right, so we did the inner corner. Now let's do the lower lash line. We're gonna start with a little Wayne Goss. This is his Essential Eye Kohl Pencil in the shade Blue Sapphire. I'm gonna run that along the lower lash line. And then using the pencil brush wiped off, we're going to go back to our blue shade here in Pat McGrath's Star Wars palette. And we're going to smudge out what we just did right underneath. My favorite way to add smokiness to a look is to smudge out the lower lash line with a deep shade and then connect it to what was done at the top. Just gives a nice cohesiveness to the look, and again, deepens the eye look. We love. All right, so those were my eyeshadows that I've been loving. Now for blush, for bronzer, and for highlight, I've been using the same product, and that is my Hourglass. This is in the deep version for 2023. I have been loving the following combination, and I'm going to share it with you right now. So first I take a blush brush. This is a Wayne Goss brush. This is from his calligraphy set. And I go into these two like so. And what I pick up, I start to sweep it across the cheeks, slowly building up to the desired color. Again, keeping it soft because the eyes are so bold. But I love mixing both of these together because one is a little light, the other is a little deep. And both of them mixed together just gives me the perfect look that I'm going for, especially if I'm going for a deeper eye look, which this is. Then I take one of my bronzer brushes. I like to use this one because it's a little bit more concentrated. This is by Sonia G. And I go into the bronzer shade and I start to just carve that out. Again, it's not too deep, so it gives you just a nice hint of deepness for those days where you don't want to have a whole lot of bronzer on. Now let's go into highlight, and I like to use this little golden highlight right here to lightly, again, highlight the upper cheekbone, Cupid's bow, and down my nose. Love. Lastly, for powders, I have been loving the Givenchy Prism Libre, and now I've been using it underneath my eye as well as all over my face. Still patting it on its bottom to take out my powders. What I've been doing, which I have been loving lately, is taking the lightest kind of banana looking powder, picking it up with my soft concealer brush, and just dabbing that underneath my eye to just set my concealer. It gives me the brightness that I'm looking for. It also helps with combating any lines that may form underneath, and sets my concealer really, really well. Then I go in with a fluffy brush. I'm going to use my Shikahoto for this one, dipping into the powder and tapping off any excess. I just start sweeping. Ooh, that was a lot of powder. I should have kicked off a little bit more. You know, I don't like to waste product here. This is one of those powders that does a fantastic job of blurring the skin so that when I take pictures, it looks like I have a filter on, but it's powder, it's this. That is done. Before we finish, let's go back to our LYS as promised. One other thing I failed to mention about this LYS, it melts this powder into my skin. Look at that. Like nobody's business. My Charlotte, which, you know, is a perennial favorite here, she does that too. That setting spray does a fantastic job of melting my powders and just making everything look cohesive as well. But man, oh man, that does it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in love with this. I'm in love with this. LYS, do not change this formula at all, please. All right, now we're gonna do the eyes. And I'm not gonna wear any lashes today because I'm really just filming this for you all and then going to run a few errands. So we're going to use our Chanel primer. And then for mascara, I've been using the Milk Rise mascara, which is nearing the end of its time with us because it's almost been 3 months. So I'm going to use this. And then I've been using the Hypnose L8, Hypnose to be exact, by Lancome. Lancome just does a fantastic job with their mascaras. That for lashes, babes. Now we are up to lipstick, and I've been rotating a lot of reds. Again, gearing up for the holiday season. I have tons and tons of red lipsticks. I'll be going through even more in the month of November. But in the month of October, and unfortunately, just 10 days shy of her birthday, I lost one of my good friends named Jessica. And I got a lipstick that I was going to give to her that I got from Thrive Cosmetics in PR. And unfortunately, she passed away before I could send it to her. What I love about this lipstick is you press this down and the lipstick comes right out. She would have loved that. And the shade is called Jessica. So Jessica, this is for you. There we go. Thrive Cosmetics in the shade Jessica. Now let's move on to some things outside of makeup, mainly fragrances. First thing I want to share with you is my favorite candle that I was lighting in the month of October, and it is by Forever Mood. As you know, I was a part of their monthly or quarterly, I think it was quarterly, yeah, quarterly subscription candle subscription. I canceled it earlier this year just because I had so many candles, and from them they were all starting to kind of smell the same, and so I wanted to really go back to some of the other candles that I love. But I wanted to share with you, one, the fact that in the month of October I burnt this down. It's probably at the end of its life right now. So I'm burning something else right now, but I probably will go back to finish this up. So I won't have this to burn next year. But I wanted to give you the notes in Trickery in case you wanted to get this for yourself. The scent details top note is whipped butter, which you immediately smell. Even before you open up the box, you can smell the whipped butter through the box. Then the heart note is caramelized sugar, And the base is a sweet vanilla bean, which is very, very, very sweet. These are all 100% natural coconut soy wax, and the throw is moderate. So it's really gonna fill the room, but it's not gonna be heavy in the room. It's not gonna take over the scent in the room, but you will smell it when you walk in after you've burned it for a few minutes. So the other thing that I have been loving in the month of October has been my fragrance. And one of the fragrances that I have been reaching for the most in the month of October is this one by Kilian. This one is called I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. Also just called Princess if you're looking on the Sephora site. This is in the warm and spicy family. The key notes in here are going to be ginger, green tea, and marshmallow. You'll find Kilian does a lot of his scents with marshmallow in it, but each one takes on a different kind of persona. The other notes that he layers it with really mixes up the marshmallow. So I have to believe that marshmallow is one of those scents that kind of takes on whatever else that it's mixed with. So it's a good layering scent for some of these perfume houses. What I love about this is the scent is very, when you first spray it on, it's very fun and flirty. It will draw you in because it's sweet, but then the warmth of it kicks in and it takes on this kind of sensuality, which a lot of his fragrances do, which is why I have about 4 or 5 of them. But like I said, each one kind of, you know, depending on my personality and how I'm feeling that day, that's kind of the catalyst for what fragrance I reach for. So this is the one where you're feeling a little flirty, you're feeling a little bossy, you feel like, you know, you're a boss chick, you could take on the world. This is the fragrance that you put on. You know, so I like to wear it when I'm going to work, when I'm in boss mode and I gotta do my thing. This is a fragrance that I love. So that for me has been a staple throughout the month of October. So that is it, babes. That is, oh, one more fragrance that I need to share with you. And this is a candle. And I also burnt this all the way down, so there's no more left. But I am getting another one. I think I ordered it already. That's gonna be coming in my last Sephora kind of haul. And this is by Jo Malone. This is the Pine and Eucalyptus candle. Nothing says holiday like pine and eucalyptus. It just conjures up the images of a fresh pine tree, and holiday wreaths and holiday food and just scrumptiousness. It's all here in this candle, and so I can't wait to get my full-size home candle, which is coming shortly. All right, now that is it. If you've gotten to the end of this video, you're a real one. Make sure you put those thumbs up and share this video out to your friends, to your foes, to all you know. Let them know Brown Girl Bella is in the house and you enjoyed watching. Until next time, you have now been Bellafied. Take care, babes, and I'll see you back here soon.